everyone, and welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all are doing well. So my people, despite that a lot of people have already come out to clear the air about the statement Dr. Ruben Abati made on Arise Television that Igbos do not sell land to non-Igbos. People are still dragging this matter to the extent some are coming here on the comment section saying that what Dr. Ruben said is true, that we should show them evidence that proves Dr. Ruben Abati wrong. Okay, here is Dr. Charles. Okay, I want you guys to just listen to him, his experience while living in the Southeast. Mind you, he is not from the Southeast. Just take a listen and hear what he said in this particular video.
It will be a great disservice to the wonderful people of Igbo land who treated me like a wanwa if I do not share my experience of land sales in Igbo land. When we did higher school, there was one book called Straight and Crooked Thinking. It was a book on logic. And there's something called fallacy of hasty generalization. That is, you take one incident, you make a conclusive statement about that statement. And that is what led to that fallacy of hasty generalization, was what led to Dr. Ruben Abati, taking the statement made by T.O.S. Benson, who was Minister for Communications and Information then, that because his in-laws did not sell land to him, that Igbos don't sell land to non-indigens. Number one, perusing the internet has shown that the people of Umbieri, where T.O.S. Benson's wife comes from, donated land to him, which he used to build a post office there that is still there. I know Umbieri very well. So, Dr. Ruben Abati, just taking the narrative of T.O.S. Benson without properly understanding the full story is very, very wrong. I will call that apropos journalism. You just heard, then you carried. Did you further investigate? And what irritated me when Okbe was trying to correct him that you don't use one brush to paint a tribe, a nation, the Igbo nation. He tried to bully her. It's a very pathetic and sad attitude. We arrogate to ourselves some level of superiority, and we try to intimidate people by virtue of our position and office. The NYSC scheme, National Youth Service Scheme, was aimed at integrating Nigerians, exposing us to different cultures. I served with Dr. Akin Shudipo, who one time was the president of Nigerian Medical Association in Ibadan or your state. My classmate, he was posted to Ishiagu in Ohozara. So I have a broader view. If you talk about Yoruba land, I schooled in the University of Ibadan. I did postings at Oshogbo. I did postings at Ogbomosho. I did postings at Igbora, Iseyin, Lanlate. I went to Igogon. I did postings at Arrow Psychiatric Hospital, Itaoshin. I mean, the one at Lantoro and the one at is it Itaoshin or whatever. So I know Yoruba land to some extent, and I will not hastily make statements that are derogatory to the Yoruba people. Moreover, when you are on national television, you have to be very careful. That is not beer parlor journalism. I bought land at Umoba Road, Aba, bought land. There is an Anglican church, I think it's St. Matthew's Anglican Church at Umoba Road, St. Matthew's or St. Matthias. I bought the land leading, just at the junction leading to that street, until one young 419 man, then he's late now, came to try to intimidate me to take the land. But trust the Igbo man. The man called Papa Superb or Papa Obuda number 90 Azikiwe Road, 90 or 190 Azikiwe Road, stood by me to make sure that the land was not taken. My landlord, Mr. Okpaleke, a custom officer, went with me that night to make sure my land was not taken. We went to the police station together. So to paint a wrong picture of the Igbo people with land is very bad. While we were at Aba, when I was medical officer of health, Aba local government area, Mrs. Mo of Raria's village, if you watch Village Headmaster then, is Okpulumobu. When I treated patients there, they will call me. Biawena ala neighbor, ala kena marama. I was stupid. I didn't buy. My friend, Pastor Felix Aihe from Edo State, he was resident in Yellow Avenue. I think he built his house there, Yellow Avenue. He bought that land. And then he bought several pieces of land where the present Aba Motor Park, the one that loads outside in the outskirts in Osisioma, he bought land there. There was Mr. Adano, an Isoko man. He had a building in Ogbo Hill. I don't know if Mr. Bello, that was repairing engines at Ukegbu Road, owned that building. A great percentage of the properties in Aba are owned by non-indigens. So to just come on national television and practice aproko journalism that Igbos don't sell land to non-indigens is very, 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 very ungodly, wicked. That shows the deep-seated tribal bigotry in some of these tribesmen. You know, I talked about idiots, tribesmen, and citizens. Tribesmen are those who can't grow beyond their tribal affiliations, political biases, professional inclinations, and all that. And it is shameful that somebody with a PhD who contested elections in Ogun State. Ogun State is an enlightened state. To make such an outrageous statement on television, I had to cool down my anger before speaking. My friend, my classmate, Dr. Kingsley Oje, the medical director of Chiwendu Hospitals at Awomama. Chiwendu Hospital used to be opposite 33 breweries. Then he went down towards the Ekenjaba River and bought a large expanse of land and built his hospital there. He is from Delta State. He's from Delta State. It is true that some communities in Igbo land that the pieces of land available are too small. There used to be a law that for you to open a university, you must have 100 acres of land. And then a polytechnic, 50 acres of land. And then the Igbos complained that they don't have that kind of large expanse of land. I was in the National Board for Technical Education, their office in Kaduna, to collect a form for Petra Institute to build my tertiary institution. And they raised up the issue that the Igbos complained that they don't have such kind of large expanse of land for them to build their institutions. So the federal government listened to them and reduced it. So for a polytechnic, if you have 25 acres or 10 hectares, you can build a polytechnic. 50 acres, you can build a university. And there are adjustments. So sometimes the Igbos, if the land they have is only for the Umunas, they won't sell out of that because their children are very enterprising and they travel a lot and they come back to, you can see 4 brothers building 4 duplexes in that place. If you go to Abriba, if you see the buildings there, it's called Little London. So they might not be willing to sell out of the Umuna land. So it is very, very unfair and very, very unjust to say that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. Simple question, have you lived there before? Second question, how many of you and your friends live there? Have you attempted to buy land there before? Did you cross-check with the Igbos before you made that statement? This is the Igbophobia I hate in this country. And I'm ready at any time to stand to defend any falsehood against them. It is true, I made a video that sometimes the Igbos are their own problems. When Omahi was talking about landmark recreational center. So, have you lived there before? Did you attempt to buy land? Did you verify that statement with the Igbos? When you were corrected, did you listen to the other person, or you said every other person was parochial? Dr. Ruben Abati, I talk to you as an elder. You must detoxify your tribal bigotry. This station you are working in is owned by the old boy from my school, Dr. Ndoka Obaigbena, from Agbo. You think Igbos are so discriminatory that he allowed you to work there? Very unfair. Very, very, very unfair in this dispensation and level of enlightenment. A lot of the narrative people have about the Igbos, they've never been there. What you talk about the Northerners, have you lived in the North? Have you lived in Yoruba land? The narrative my mother gave to me, my mother lived in Enugu 1929 at coal camp. Then police barracks were still tents. My mother lived there. My wife's mother lived in Abakaliki much, much before my wife was born. That means about 80 to 90 years back. My mother lived in a coal camp earlier than 1929, if I'm right. The stories of Wawa and all that, when I got to Igbo land, the stories were totally different. So T.O.S. Benson's dispensation and the current dispensation are totally different. And if we are to live as a people in this nation, if we must have the moral high heights to condemn people like Simon Ikpa, and condemn those who are agitating for Biafra, we must have the moral responsibility to treat the Igbo man with respect in whatever way. Treat them with respect. Talk about them with respect. The same thing we should talk about any other tribe, Northerner, Yoruba, even foreigners among us. We must talk to each other with respect. You can't blame the Igbo man if he doesn't have a sense of belonging, because love is felt. Being welcomed is felt. Justice is felt. It is seen to be done. That statement that the Igbos don't sell land is a deep-seated hatred. Deep-seated hatred. And the anger with which Ruben Abati said it is a deep-seated anger that I see manifesting in different forms, particularly in the Lagos axis. And ironically, most of those who are agitating and aggressive towards strangers in Lagos State are not from Lagos State. They are not from Lagos State. And so we cannot use a paintbrush to paint the Lagosians. The Lagosians are so welcoming that people have built houses around Lagos from different tribes and different races. If we must move forward in this nation, we must love ourselves. I think that the next generation, our children, should be more detribalized than my generation. We are willing to use tribalism to gain undue advantage in politics, to gain undue advantage in our workplaces. But when we want to steal government money, we don't bring tribalism. We don't bring tribalism. When we want to approve loans, we want to approve loans that is choking our necks. You don't see any person opposing based on tribe. When it comes to giving somebody what is due to him or her, that's when we have these tribal issues coming up. It is sad. I think whipping up tribal sentiments is for intellectual midgets. Intellectual midgets. Bring it on for intellectual midgets. For people who can't compete on a level playing ground. And to make categorical statements without proper research. Ruben Abati should have resigned from that post or be sacked. If Morgan Pierce or Richard Quest or whoever made such statements on national television, either he renders an apology or he resigns or he's sacked. I am Dr. Charles Apoki.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys heard what Dr. Charles said here. I believe that we cannot put this matter to rest, especially those people that are still doubting. I hope this particular video did justice and also proved Dr. Ruben Abati wrong. So my people, I say make I bring this update to you guys, and I believe that you truly enjoy watching anyway. Please, if today is your first time here, Don't forget to subscribe, share this video to your friends and family so that they will get the opportunity to watch as well. And also don't forget to give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other people to watch. Thank you everyone for watching. I truly appreciate your love and support here on my channel. May Almighty God bless you all. Yes, I'm going to see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.